What is up, guys? I have a fun deck for you today. Today's deck is making use of the new Slave Infantry with the Emhyr. So Emhyr is going to be pulling all these 1 power units over. So you slap Slave Infantry down, it turns that 1 power unit into a 5 power unit, making Slave Infantry a 9 for 5, which is phenomenal. Fragf can cause the deploy abilities to repeat, so we can keep transforming all those 1 power units over, and then Vroom can boost all of them by 2. It was the combo that we've kind of had before. Nothing new, but a little bit higher point ceiling there, and a little bit easier targets with the Emhyr if he sticks, which is a bit conditional. Now, as I note in the video, this deck definitely needs some work. I think we need to tweak it, maybe kind of switch up the focus a bit, because this is essentially just a spying deck with those cards teched in, and it does kind of work. Unfortunately, some of these cards can really fall flat and just play for no points at all if you're not getting the setup or a couple things get answered, which is very likely higher up on ranked ladder. So I think we might need to make this a soldiers package with a little bit of spine thrown in. I think that might work better. I discussed it a bit in the video, but yeah, there's kind of a concern with it. It needs some tweaking, but it does kind of work a bit, and it's kind of cool to see. So there's kind of a brief description, and let's hop into the games. Alright, hey guys. So again, this is one of the videos still having audio issues. It should hopefully be completely resolved by next week. It's kind of hit or miss whether or not it works. So this is a voiceover that I had made after the fact, so I do apologize that we're kind of having those, and the commentary isn't going to be in the moment. But as we queue in here, see Overwhelming Hunger, my original thought was, okay, we're going against V. It might be a Death Wish deck, because Trinet was playing that, but it's probably V. And we're on blue coin, which really sucks. So I'm just going to go Ramon Nausicaa, because we have to get as many points as possible and then try and get out of here. And try and save as much of our really strong golds as we can, because we're really going to expect to bleed. So that was what I was kind of explaining in my thought process. Fortunately, though, with the Dragon Larvas, that's a really good Duchess Informant target for us. But we're going to go ahead and drop the second Nausicaa to get, because Spine procs deploy abilities, so Spine actually procs Thrives. I thought that was funny. We're going to shell out a lot of points here really fast, but it's V. Now, the second I see the Neckers, I go, yep, it's V 100%. No other Overwhelming Hunger deck is going to be running that. So we go and take a nab. We get double deploy procs. You gotta love to see it. Hunting Pack is probably going to be the next call. We'll thin out. It's going to proc Thrives. It's going to proc deploys. I think we'll go and use Crystal Skull. Yeah, I'd probably throw that onto the Ramon. I guess you can make the case we should have put it on something else, because we're not really afraid of tall damage too much. Okay, he's dropping the Haunt. That's super scary. I think we're going to go with Slave Infantry. It's not trading up a whole lot. But what I was saying, keep Ramon for the Slave Infantry. I guess I never finished that. That would be, I guess, the thought process. Make sure to play it right beside each other, so if we do have to go for the Fragf, we definitely can. But as I kind of mentioned a bit in the intro, this is what we have to work on. If you guys get your own version, please give me the deck link. I want to see it. If you guys want to create a soldiers package with just a little bit of spine, basically make your soldiers package, throw in a Emhyr, what's his name, Brothans, maybe a Duchess Informant, just a little stuff like that for a little bit of spine units that we can yoink over, and see what we get. But yeah, as he shells out that many points, we're going to take our pass here. Because if we keep playing, it's just not going to go well, especially when he starts dropping more and more Vs. So we get our pass. We're going to take it. We're going to get ready for the bleed. And then he plays our Herquax. You got to hate to see it, because it's going to pull our Usurper. So annoying. That was probably... I'd say with V, there was, 2 really devastating things with it. 3. The fact that it was really hard to actually get to V itself. You had to really tech against it too. Its red coin abuse is utterly absurd. And then Ihurquox is just nasty in that deck. Absolutely nasty. But yeah, back to my original thought. The issue with this is I've played about an hour and a half with this deck, just trying to gauge it, and consistently, the Slave Infantry, the Vreemed, the Vrygef were just falling completely dead. Like, just pulling for no points at all, which really sucked. Because you have to have Emhyr live to really get that. If Emhyr lives and he's pulling all those over and you get your Slave Infantry going, I mean, it's fine. And I really want a long round where I get that to go in, but just was unable to. So I really do believe that if we do a full-on Soldiers package, it'd be better. So it's kind of my thoughts on it. We'll see. Maybe you guys should try this deck. Maybe switch a couple things around. Show me results. Let's try a Soldiers version. Let me know. But back to the game. Definitely going to nab the Indrega Larva. Get a lot of use out of it. Go ahead and get our Brothans down ASAP to get assimilate value. Because I imagine I'm probably going Duchess Informant next. Oh, no, we're going for Joachim. Okay, we're not playing around here. My reasoning for that would definitely be to try and pull out something good that we can get extra benefit off of playing that Duchess Informant later. Okay, so here's an example of what I'm talking about. See, sure, we're pulling out a 12-point unit, but it just plays for nothing. Whereas that had been so many other things we would get increased value out of. So that's case in point of something that would need to be changed. Coup de grace is most certainly going to be our next play. We haven't seen any tutors yet pulling out anything. He's taking a moment to decide, so that could bode well for us. Okay, here comes one, and that's a second in Neuromancy. That's good, and it's onto a Barbagazi. Well, we're definitely going to use a leader charge on that. As many consumes as we can deny will be for the better. Gonna go and do coup de grace first, though. Okay, nice. So imagine if that Vreemed had been a Seditious Aristocrats first. Go ahead and lock it up. We end our turn. We're up 43 to 19. Joachim is a stupid strong card. Especially with Ball. I mean, that is one of the nastiest combos in the entire game. And that can get pulled off fairly consistently. Okay, so now Duchess Informant is probably going to be our play. I think we'll probably go for more Indrega Larva, because if we have to keep playing our hand, that'll play for more points than a Noonwraith. But Noonwraith will be more in the moment. But see, even look right now, Vrygef is dead and has no hopes being played. So I kind of forgot that was in this game, but that is case in point of issues I have with this deck. And I mean, it's my homebrew, so probably could have considered that a bit more in deck building. But hey, I was going for a combo. I guess you gotta respect that a little bit. Trying for it. Not going super sweaty. Okay, he passes. We take a card from him, which is really nice because then we have last say. We're guaranteed to see Invocation. It'd be nice if we drew it, but like we're guaranteed to at least see it with what's his face? Roderick. Boom. Gotta love those draws. Bragef is an easy kick there. Okay, this is looking really nice. So we're guaranteed a mirror. So we got to be careful with the mulligans, because if we took another mulligan and we pulled a mirror, Roderick is kind of a dead card. Like, it still has synergies with spying. We could still yoink it back over, but we're just going to keep this hand. It's honestly not too bad. But even so, we're still against V. if they have the right hand, we're screwed. But unfortunately, that bleed for them was terrible when we pulled out on top, which is weird. I mean, it's monsters and it's V. The bleed should be phenomenal for them. All right, so we get Emhyr. Easy, easy. So I really hated this, and it took me a lot to decide in the moment because I wanted that entire hand. That would have been absolutely perfect. Because I would have liked to have played the Slave Infantry onto the Spine units and then coup de grace to Roderick to pull Vrygef out to keep going with the Slave Infantry. So that's why I just kept bouncing back and forth with. But I ended up deciding we need to kick coup. It's probably the worst card here. Everything else can play for pretty good value, but I really wanted to play that entire hand. Like, I wish that could have been my hand so much. But we can't be too mad. We're at least going to get some Slave Infantry action again. Gonna go Emhyr Enforcers. Feels nice to see Emhyr live. Now, I didn't go ahead and start grabbing over the unit because I want to get the max value of Seditious Aristocrats. So we're going to go ahead and drop them. And then we're going to lock the Barbagazi, I believe. And then we're going to start yoinking units over. But yeah, Emhyr living, it's always a nice sight to see. I was honestly shocked with the patch notes. No, I'm not the only one talking about it. That Emhyr, Foltest, and Meve were not touched at all. Really shocked about that. They are all so overcosted. Like, Meve as a 9 would honestly be very well, but at 10, it needs to be like an order ability. And honestly, if it was an order ability, you could probably bump up the provision, maybe. But she's just terrible. The counter needs to be reduced by 1. She needs to be an order ability, or she needs to like be 9 provisions. Or like maybe even I almost said formation. I was like, no, that's stupid. that would actually be absolutely way too strong. But anyways, you can see here we got the little Emhyr Enforcers going off. You love to see it. Seditious Aristocrats getting pings every turn. It's one of my favorite combos in the game when it starts working. I absolutely love it. So we still have Fergus, and I was questioning at the moment if Fergus, if they already have Spying, if that would re-proc it for units, and it does. It's really nice to see. But I waited to play Fergus just in case we get another unit out there that we could give Spine to, because he still has another Consume. But yeah, we negate that Consume. Also, it is a misplay. I don't know why he didn't play that back row for the Slizzard. That might have changed things for him. But I came into this round 3 really scared, and as I kept looking at the score and realizing the position we were in, I was feeling better. But again, they can shell out quite a bit. So we're going to go and go Fergus here. Easy peasy. And we can see, you look at the charges, we do get all 3. It's really nice. So we go for a seize onto the Barbagazi. Would have liked to seize the Broxub, but can't. And I was debating whether or not to go and use the other 2 charges, but decided to hold on to it. I doubt he was going to be pulling out V one last time. He wouldn't have anything like a Heat Wave or whatever. Wouldn't make sense. Here it comes. And look at that. We actually pulled it off, and we kind of got some combo stuff going. Like, that was a satisfying round 3. Extremely satisfying. So, despite some of the dead cards, despite some of my questionings, there's some potential there, and we managed to get it pulled off. So, GG, and again, I apologize about the audio issues in the next video. They'll be fixed, and in the little clip after this. Traps. Just normal elves. We need spine units. I guess we kick the aristocrats. Okay. One thing about this deck is you very much just kind of want your whole combo piece and you want it in a long round 3 and just hope Emhyr doesn't get answered. Like, you can still pull through with some other stuff, but it is a very all-in deck. All in terms of, I guess, the Slave Infantry combo. Like, it does have some versatility. I shouldn't be too harsh on it, but we Ramon onto Nausicaa here.
Not today! Vizima tomorrow! Nausicaa! Charge!
We'll go Nausicaa, Hunting Pack. Kind of play from there. We really want round control against them. And we'd probably have to go into a bleed if we did get that. Because we need a lot of interactivity, and this unitless stuff is definitely what you don't want to be queuing into. Okay, double Elven Scouts.
Customer is king.
Okay. Probably go Slave Infantry next. We could also do Emhyr and then start doing stuff like Brothens or Roderick. Getting Coup might be handy. Yeah, from Shiny decks, that actually fall flat. With these trap decks, though, if you can kind of get them to commit some of their decent traps early, you can be in a good spot.
We await the signal. Till then, don't budge.
Good to see the Slave Infantry again. We're at least keeping close on points. And honestly, I might be fine just Yennefering like now, because he's probably not going to have any super tall units later. So I really think we might just commit the Yennefer now. We're going to wait a bit to try and flush out a little bit more from him and then hit him hard where we're going to win on even and take a card from him. I think we'll just go Emhyr, just in case it's a pitfall. Okay, it's not. I should have played that up here. It's a crushing. It's not Horn. Cat, what's your mentor? Okay, now that he's at 4, this is a really good moment when you're on red coin to hit him.
More knowing and dignified.
Okay, so we're gonna yoink that. I'm gonna put the pressure on him.
I am who I need to be.
Do we commit the Brothens here, or do we go for like a Roderick? We might just go Roderick.
What is it you want?
Yeah, go here. Here. Oh, that actually.
I am your sovereign, your emperor.
Then we're gonna lock this. And then we'll kill. Okay, so my thought process there. Obviously, Fergus is pretty decent here because we do have the Emhyr Enforcers. We're going to go ahead and use the leader charge because it's fine. Leader's just not that great anyways. Shut that down and just really get some points in between. Because I really want round control here. And the reason why I want round control is, as I said earlier, this guy getting a long round with all his uninteractive traps is super scary. We're getting the Vernacial out. Awesome. It's super scary. We need interactivity. Okay, I think we might be out now, though. So Brothan's would be... So he gets 5. So that's 28. Yeah, he's honestly probably got a little too much now. Yeah, I think this is our pass, unfortunately, but Vernacial gone is pretty helpful. So, we failed in round control, but I was trying to get it, because again, that uninteractivity against a deck like this can hurt. But he'll probably have a couple units. Okay. Kick you. Probably kick you. Okay, we gotta get ready for a bleed. Yeah, he passed. I guess we just go Nausicaa here. Let's hope Emhyr lives. Alright. We need coup de grace and we need Emhyr. Maybe seditious aristocrats. Nice. Okay, we don't need 2 of those. That really hurts. Would have been nice. Should just save Roderick. I really committed too much since we ended up losing them. Okay. I guess we have a chance to draw this. Ooh, Serpent Trap is kind of scary. Do we respect that? Because he could just do the spring on Serpent. Maybe go and get this down before he plays like Incinerating. Sure. We'll go that, then we'll go Emhyr to play around Serpent, because we don't have any special cards coming in. We'll see what Emhyr draws. I really am trying, like, ideally I just don't want, ugh, that sucks. I don't want Slave Infantry too much here, but I am trying to get the combo off. Just, if I can get that off, I'm happy. Okay.
There is but one punishment for
range.
traitors.
We might just put him back. Of course, that isn't going to be super helpful, but we got to have spine units, you know? I think we just put him back. I think we go in earlier Seditious Aristocrats to actually gain value, because he's going to yoink these back over. It's just too hard. What do we do? Guess we go here.
Down with tyranny. Yes.
We'll go
That's the right
seditious.
shout.
We'll just hope maybe he gets a bronze unit out there for us. Really doubtful. Hey, there we go.
Let it forth, Duan. You stand no chance.
Take him to the woods and release the hounds.
This is worth a lot more.
A shame I have no time.
That's probably the best lock we would get, but it's deactivated right now, so we'll just save it. Honestly, probably just... No. It's probably just going to be for the 3 damage. I was trying to think of any other engines they really play. Slave Infantry is actually... Well, it could get one of the operators. Alright, we'll go with this. We'll see what we hit.
Barbarian Joel. He's up to something.
Could be worse.
We ought to be up to something too.
Man, if I had coup de grace here, we'd actually stand a chance. Okay. Could go for something like that.
Just a peek. That is all I need.
Blood and neck ends. Similian Vat.
We can't kill any of their units. Gonna try and play as much around Crushing Trap as I possibly can this time. So I guess as we kind of, I mean, our points are good here, but he'll have a strong finisher. Guess as we kind of wrap up, we
Carefully.
oh shoot, I played right into a waylay.
For the Daisy of the Valley!
I mean, most things would have. Okay, nice. Negate Crushing Trap. Terrible round 1. That's what pretty much lost us.
Wash this blood from my hands.
That's what pretty much lost us the game. Again, I mean, we're still good on points here. He doesn't have melee Vernaccio. But yeah, we lost it.
I've no patience for humans.
I'll do so.
Okay,
sword
well,
in
we got,
hand.
you get to see a little Slave Infantry, I guess. Go here, and let's just destroy it. Which row has more elves in case he goes to Yavin? It's gonna be that back row. All things considered, we still came with some points, but he's got 9 left, and then probably a Yavin. So we'll lose, but not terrible considering the matchup and considering a little bit of my
For the
overcommitment.
Daisy of the Valley! Time for you to die, Duan.
And what does he need? 6 points? Yeah.
Coexistence. No such thing.